This is why you should always sleep with a lamp on. A woman named Katie drove home from a long day of work. She puts her keys down and begins cooking dinner. She sits down, eats her dinner, and begins watching a late night TV show. She watches the show for a few hours, realizes what time it is, and begins to go to bed. She walks through the hallway and turns her light off. She feels like she just saw something behind her and turns the lights back on. She realizes something is there, goes into her room, and immediately gets under the covers. Her lights start flashing, and then it gets quiet. She peeks her head outside from the covers. Send this video to a friend to see if they can make it all the way to the end. If you guys want to see more stories like this, make sure to like and follow. This is why you should always know your mom's voice. A young girl named Casey is playing in her bedroom and folding some clothes. As she's playing in her room, she starts hearing plates being thrown around in the kitchen. Her not thinking anything of it, continues to play. She then hears her mother call her name from the kitchen. Casey responds, "Coming," and begins walking down the hallway. As she is walking down the hallway, a hand pops out of the closet and grabs her. The hand pulls her in and Casey looks and it's her mother. She pulls Casey close and whispers in her ear, "Don't go in the kitchen, I heard it too." If you guys want to see more stories like this, make sure to like and follow. Scariest TikTok videos, part 1. TikTok user Noah.VQ works as a security guard when he captured something on camera. He said he heard a noise coming from some of the hallway, so he picked up his phone and started recording. That's when he saw a bunch of empty rooms and began to hear noises. As he's recording a bunch of these empty rooms, he comes across one room where he thinks he saw something. Take a look at the video.
Alright guys, I'm at the empty floors. I was hearing some noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out, so I'm gonna be filming a little bit. Seeing some shit. Seeing some shit. What the f? What the f?
Make sure to like and follow if you guys want to see a part 2 to this, and let me know what you thought of this video. Do you guys think this video is real or fake? Alright, I'll see you guys later. Ouija boards. Have you ever wondered why they even exist? The history of the Ouija board is just as mysterious as the game itself. Let's get into it. After the Civil War, lots of people died. I mean lots. People had this crazy desire to contact their dead loved ones. These families of lost loved ones had questions that just couldn't be answered, so they turned to things like the Ouija board to answer questions no one else could. The board was created by a woman named Helen Peters, a medium who was using the board one night in 1890. She asked the board what she should call it, and the board spelled Ouija. Here's where things get crazy. A man named William Fuld bought the patent and sold it everywhere. William Fuld in 1927 was on a 3-story building when suddenly he slipped. He grabbed onto an open window and the window shut down, crushing his fingers, and he fell all the way to the bottom. It was expected that he would make it, but the car they were driving to the hospital hit a bump in the road and one of his fractured ribs pierced his heart. Helen Peters then sold all of her stock in the company and said, "Do not buy the Ouija board, it lies." So I purchased one of the real Ouija boards and let's try it. Like and follow to see part 2. This is why you should always call for backup. A man named Michael was sitting at home watching the news when the news reported there was a serial killer that was loose. Like every other typical person, Michael watched it and just shrugged it off because he thought it couldn't happen to him. He got hungry and decided to go get something to eat. He grabbed his keys and looked up on his phone the nearest fast food restaurants that were open. He gets in the car and begins driving. As he pulls onto the interstate, he sees red and blue lights behind him. The officer comes by his window and says, "License and registration, please." Michael hands the officer his information and the officer says, "Would you mind coming to sit in the car with me? There's a serial killer on the loose." Michael agrees and gets in the officer's car. As they're both sitting in the car, Michael turns over and says, "So what does this serial killer look like anyway?" The officer smiles and says, "A lot like me, actually." If you guys want to see more stories like this, make sure to like and follow. This is why you should always know a preacher. A man named Jack went to church on Sunday. He sat next to the preacher and said that he needed to talk. The preacher asked what's wrong, and Jack says, I just can't do this anymore. The preacher says, can't do what anymore? Jack says, deal with my ex-wife. She's driving me crazy. The preacher says, what is she doing that's causing you to feel this way? Jack says, she's driving me insane. She's trying to take my kids away, and I can't let her do that. The preacher says, I understand, but you need to do things the legal way. There's not much I can do for you other than pray. Jack stops and looks at the preacher for a second. Jack says, lawyers can't help me, Father. The preacher says, why not? Jack says, my ex-wife is dead. I need an exorcist. If you guys want to see more stories like this, make sure to like and follow. This is the scariest voicemail, too creepy to hear. A man named Braxton was receiving calls from his daughter late at night. He checked his phone and saw that he had 16 missed calls from his daughter, which was odd because they were in the same house. He opened his door and saw his daughter was making a late night snack in the kitchen. The father asked, why did you call me so many times? And the daughter says, I must have just butt dialed you. As they're having this conversation, Braxton's phone rings. It rings from his daughter's number. They both look at each other and he sends it to voicemail, and then a message pops up. They both look at each other and click play on the voicemail. This is what they heard. This is why you should always drive with your lights on. A girl named Kayla was at the movies with her friends when she decided to drive home. She grabbed her purse and opened the car door. As she put the key in the ignition, she heard her phone vibrate. It was a message from an unknown number asking, where are you going? She replied back home, thinking it was one of her friends. She put her phone down and started driving. She came up on a red light when her phone ringed again. It was the same phone number that messaged her 2 words, red light. She began to worry and asked, who is this? The light turned green and Kayla was looking over her shoulder because she felt like somebody was watching her. She made a few turns and stopped at a stop sign. Her phone ringed again and the message said, this isn't the way you usually go. Kayla begins to freak out and decides to call the number. She presses call and the phone rings. The unknown number answers and Kayla says, hello? Kayla begins to worry when she hears her voice on the other line. She pulls into her driveway and says, where are you? The unknown number says, behind you. This is why you should always keep your phone charged. A girl named Marissa came home from school at around 3 p.m. She walked in the door and told her mom that some random number kept calling her all day. Her mom told her the person may have the wrong number and just to ignore it. Marissa said okay and begins to do her homework. A couple hours later, she receives a phone call from the same number. Marissa answers it this time and says, hello? The man then says, we finally found you. Don't worry, bunny. Marissa begins to panic and tells her mom what just happened. Her mom's face goes blank and says, what did the man just call you? Marissa says, he called me bunny. Her mom yells and says, grab your stuff, we need to leave. Marissa, confused, packs her things and gets into the red car. Her mom begins driving fast and turns on the radio. The radio says, the baby named Marissa who was kidnapped in the hospital 10 years ago has been found and police are searching for a red car. Marissa looks at the woman and says, who are you? The woman looks back and says, you can call me mommy. Exploring the Dark Web, Episode 1. This is the series where I go out of my comfort zone to find you the craziest things that I can find on the dark web. Welcome to Episode 1. As you can see, we're using Tor browser. Tor browser is what you use when you go and you want to find all of these links, since you're not able to look these up directly on Google. I was able to find a website where they give a bunch of links where you're able to look at. You guys can save this video if you guys want to look at some of the names of them for yourself. But I already went through it and I picked 3 to 4 of the ones that I wanted to show you guys. The first one is called the Hacker Community. This seems to be a website where you can pretty much buy some hacking services. That's pretty unique. This one's a little risky. This is called Black Hat Chat. Black Hat Hacker is somebody who does malicious things. And I'm in a chat room with a bunch of people who could probably end my life. The last one is a mystery box section. Not the fake YouTube videos you guys watch. These are the real deal. You guys can kind of see the prices, and I'm honestly debating on buying one for a video. And it says, this is something unforgettable. If you guys are into this stuff, make sure to like and follow so you never miss another episode.
What's on the sign?
It's a honk if you're horny.
Honk if you're horny.
Y'all heard it here. Man's ain't got a horn, but he's horny.
You're probably wondering, what's going on? Me and my friends made a bet whoever lost a 1v1 in Call of Duty had to hold a sign on the road that said honk if you're. We went inside, bought the board and marker, and began writing on it. And well, this happened.
Thank God you did apostrophe. I'm not trying to get clowned.
Alright guys, better find out who's horny.
Y'all honk the horn? Y'all see it? Honk if you're horny?
I know she's horny.
I know, everybody's got a honk. Honk. He's gonna do it. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Bro, what? It's cap. Everybody's lying. It's 2021. Anybody gotta know about it?
Alright.
No. Yeah, there it is.
There's one, boys.
There's one.
Oh, we got one horny person in all of Noonan? No way. First off, COVID's got everybody horny. Okay, y'all are locked up for 8 months. Stop capping.
There we go.
They're all capping.
Oh yeah, everyone here is lying. Lie. What about this person over here? I know you, honey.
She ready?
Yes!
Today we're going to be controlling somebody's house from my computer. This isn't like BS either. You can do this too once you finish the video. There's a website called drivemeinsane.com. This is a live stream that's been going on since like 2002, and this guy just does nothing other than work in his office, and we're able to control his lights and all of his devices that you guys see. So if I want to turn the heart off, all I have to do is click off, and look, let's click on again. Isn't that crazy? You can turn on a white lamp behind, like you see the light moving? I just typed Austin Vro, and look, Austin Vro is right there. And you can even just spam click and just look at the light in the background. But here's what we all need to do. On the website, there says an insanity level. What if we got a bunch of people to all be on the website and every single one of us just started spam clicking buttons? The website's called Drive Me Insane, and it's like the office camera. So let's do this. Make sure to like and follow so you can keep up with what happens. Cannibal forums on the dark web, part 1. Yes, I said that right. We're actually going to these cannibal websites. If you remember my story from yesterday, a man named Armin Maiwas, who was actually a computer engineer, ended up eating somebody from this website. The website was taken down because all of this happened in 2001, but of course I know a way to get on it. And I just made a YouTube video about this, but I'm going to show you one part. Application where pretty much you can donate yourself or donate somebody else to be a part of them. And by them, I mean you want to be eaten and sold. It says voluntarily and involuntarily. This is horrible. Click the link in my bio to watch my new YouTube video. There is a lot of things that I'm not even able to tell you guys on TikTok because I could be banned in 0.5 seconds, but I included it in my YouTube video, so I will see you guys there, and make sure to subscribe. Today we're going to be looking at Freemasons on the dark web. Welcome to part 3 of the video. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, go check them out really quick. Apparently there was a member named William Morgan in the 1800s who was a really top tier member of the Freemasons. I know the Freemasons aren't this super secret society because people can join them every single day. I'm not necessarily trying to expose those kind of people, I'm going for the top tier members. This is just a conspiracy theory, by the way. Now let's talk about his disappearance. He was writing this book exposing all of these super dark rituals that these top tier members would do. The Freemasons didn't like that they were writing these books, so they literally put a $1,000 bounty on his head. Word for word, they said, we are giving $1,000 to somebody who can tell us his whereabouts. You might not think $1,000 is a lot, but this is the 1800s we're talking about. Quick Google search tells us that it's about $20,000 in today's money. Why would these Freemasons put a $20,000 bounty on somebody's head if he didn't have some sort of information? Even the sheriff of Niagara County was removed from office for his help in the disappearance of him. 3 men were put on trial for the disappearance, but all of their charges suddenly dropped. Today we're going to be looking at Freemasons on the dark web. Welcome to part 2 of that video. Wow, that video sparked major controversy, and today we're going to do the same exact thing. Do I personally believe in all these? Not really. It is really interesting nonetheless to kind of share about some of the conspiracy theories that these people believe. I will say though, if I wasn't onto something, why would I get as many death threats as I did? I mean, I got thousands of death threats on my Instagram, TikTok comments, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, I got it. But you guys should know by now, that's not going to stop me, so I'm going to show you what I found today. If you remember from part 1, I logged into a website that somebody gave me on the dark web. Someone there on the thread, I guess, apparently leaked the login information, and I literally just signed in and I got in. But I was viewing it, and I found this book called Morgan's Expose of Freemasonry, written by Captain William Morgan. Quick Google search, and this is who he is. Now remember this name. William Morgan was apparently a master mason, which I guess is really, really top tier, and he wrote a book exposing all the secrets. What happened to William Morgan? In 1827, a badly decomposed body washed up on the shore. Before his death, the Masons had a $1,000 bounty on his head. And follow for part 3. Today, we're going to be looking at Freemasons on the dark web. This video is about to be extremely interesting because you are never going to guess what I found. First, what are Freemasons? A lot of people believe that the Freemasons are a part of the Illuminati and that the Illuminati controls the entire world. On top of that, people believe that the Illuminati worships Satan so that way that they can keep their control, power, and most importantly, maintain their greed. So today, I went browsing on the dark web and look what I came across. I'm on the dark web and somebody said accessing the Freemasons website. He then provides a link. Once we're on the website, it tells me to hover over this and click on the restricted area. Now there's a button that says enter restricted area. Once I enter this, bam, there's a username and password. I guess this guy hacked into the website because he provides the username and password, and I just entered them here, and then watch this. Bam, we're logged in. This website literally shows everything that's inside of the handbook, including the answers to some sort of test. And apparently this site contains PDFs of rituals. Make sure to like and follow because I'm gonna expose the secrets. This website has a secret message, and today we're gonna look at it. So just for some backstory, this website has been online for years now. Only a couple people have ever been able to solve this website, but let's just say the people who solved it unfortunately had a consequence. Doing a little bit of research, I found out that the people who solved it suffered severe psychological damage. This guy studied the website for 5 years, and let's just take a look at what he said. I can tell you the results, but it is dangerous, and there is side effects that affected me in a strange way. Site, and this is what the homepage looks like. I've noticed that it says abracadabra in like every form and every way. Once you click, you're prompted with these 3 things. Let's just click this one. Like, what is this? And then you scroll down and you can see there's like a bunch of problems. Like, it's really weird. Some people speculate that the ending result is some sort of dark magic. If you guys want to see more, make sure to like and follow. I will see you guys later. And thank you guys so much for 3 million, by the way. FaceTiming a stranger on the dark web, part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, go check out part 1 really quick. Okay, on to the video call. Hey, is this the guy from the dark web chat room?
Yeah, you're masking my voice and face, right?
Well, once I edit the footage, I will.
Okay, make sure you mask everything. I don't want to risk any legal trouble.
You're good, trust me. What's the worst thing you've seen on the dark web?
What do you mean worse? What do you define as bad?
Well, I mean, just something illegal, I guess.
Obviously, like, the dark web is filled with, like, child predators and all that. You gotta be really conscious about what you click on. I mean, everyone hates child predators. Everyone hates them on the deep web, especially. I've taken some of them down myself.
Yeah, I've definitely had a conversation with some of those people, and it's disgusting.
Exactly. I've seen hundreds of videos and images of murder and stuff, but I don't classify that as bad, though.
Why so?
Because you could find those same things on Google, for fuck's sake.
Well, I appreciate you talking with me, and I'll edit your stuff out, so.
Alright, see ya.
Today, we're going to be trying to FaceTime a stranger on the dark web. Okay, as you can see, we're on the dark web, and we're simply just going to click random chat. I'm going to block out his contact information, but it looks like we came across somebody who's selling malware. I said yo, and they said hey, and I said what's up. This guy said I'm searching for people who could provide me with some interesting stuff. This guy said aliens, paranormal stuff, and human experiment. That's not our goal today, so we're gonna go ahead and click interrupt and then get out of this chat room. All right, we matched with another person. They said hello, and I said hi. I said I'm filming a video and trying to get someone to FaceTime me and tell me the craziest things they've seen on the dark web. They said honestly sounds like a cool video idea, but I don't know if I'm cool with showing my face. I could incriminate myself or something. I don't know. I've been trying to film this for hours now. Okay, after a lot more people, I came across somebody who I think is down. I asked some of the craziest things he's seen. He said anything from drugs to hitman to hackers. You can pause the video to read the entire chat log, but pretty much he said he's down to do a video call as long as it's on Instagram because he doesn't believe in Apple. I told him my Instagram and he said sounds good. Make sure to like and follow for part 2. Today we're going to be looking at shadow people on the dark web. If you don't know what shadow people are, have you ever been home alone and you feel like you just saw somebody walking by in the corner of your eye? And then when you see it, you try and justify it by saying, oh, it's just my brain. There's a chance it might not be just your brain. I'm on the dark web right now, and then all of a sudden you zoom in and there's a whole thread about shadow people. All of these people are talking about their own experiences with shadow people, and this guy right here says, I know a guy who got attacked. This person says shadow people are real and it was the scariest night of her life and she was 23 years old. Here's why it might not be just your brain making all of this up. I found an entire subreddit dedicated to individuals who claim they've seen shadow people. This guy claims that he saw a man walking around with a top hat and everybody else described exactly what he saw. So if you were making this up, how did every single person describe exactly what it looked like? This woman claims my 11-year-old son saw a black figure with red eyes for a few seconds when he stepped out of the shower. I also found a thread dedicated to summoning shadow people. Make sure to like and follow because we're going to attempt to summon them. It'll be on my YouTube, Austin Bro. Make sure to subscribe. Chatting with strangers on the dark web, part 2. You guys blew up part 1, so I had to do another one. All right, we're on the dark web, and a lot of you guys asked about John Doe. No, it's not a Roblox thing. It just means anything anonymous. So let's click random chat. All right, I just matched with somebody. I said hello, and they said hey. I said, how are you? And they said, doing well, thanks for asking. I said, what brings you here? And he said, honestly, you don't want to know. I said, what are you here for? My curiosity got the best of me. I said, well, I'm looking for some links on anything whistleblowing. Whistleblowing just means anything that has to do with exposing some sort of secret. The person said, what kind of whistleblowing? I said, government secret, aliens, anything paranormal. He said, have you ever heard of the Intel Exchange? I said, didn't they shut down for some reason a while ago? And he said, not sure, but I have a link for it if you want. This one link he sent me's probably gotta be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Look at this link, current events, conspiracy, science, everything. I mean, look at this, UFOs, shadow people, the secrets of ancient builders. Like and follow for a part 2. I'm gonna go through all of these and give you guys the best ones tomorrow. Crazy websites on the dark web, part 1. Today we're going to be looking at an alien invasion page. The whole purpose of this website is to solely expose the fact that governments are hiding the fact that we have aliens living with us. Which is pretty insane. I'm not here to convince you that aliens are real. Believe what you want to believe. I'm just the person that goes and finds the websites, and I thought it would be cool to show you, so let's go. First things first, it says UFO leaked. Leaked images and videos they won't show you. Then we have a document here that says you will see something that you can never unsee, and the second document says, this document showcases the leaked document which allows the United States government to manipulate media. Here's where the crazy stuff gets in. Here's a couple photos they have on their website. Picture caught live. Pictures caught inside Area 51. Dead alien found in Wisconsin. Photo caught in Ukraine 2005. Alien remains found after abduction. But look at this part. I'm tired of feeling like I'm crazy. I've seen aliens with my own eyes. I will not budge. The elites are after me. I can feel it. If this website isn't updated, I'm already gone. It's been since 2006. I can follow if you guys want to see more. Chatting with strangers on the dark web. Yeah, I said that right. Today we're going to be chatting with some strangers on the dark web. Welcome to part 2 of the video. A brief rundown, a guy I was chatting with on the dark web sent me an entire notepad filled with nothing but links on the dark web. I had to go through all of these links right here, and I had to pick out the ones that you guys wanted to see. Out of all of those, I picked 3 that you guys wanted to see the most. First one, the alien forum. Anonymous people on the dark web created some sort of thread where they believe that scientists have created a parallel universe. This guy posted 2021 will be the start of the alien takeover. The grid will finally be lifted and the government will fall because their mask will unfold. The second one is unreleased spy files from Russia. I don't know what it says, but it's literally a 96-page document filled with everything exposing something. Another thing I found is another chat room called Evil Chat. There's a lot to unpack, but I'm probably just going to make this a huge series. Make sure to like and follow to keep up with everything, and click the link in my bio to watch my latest YouTube video. I stayed in one of the most haunted hotels in the world, and you won't believe what we captured, so link